Welcome back to Marketing for Your Future on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Mike White, and on Marketing for Your Future, we're meeting with industry experts talking about their successes, their failures, all the things that it took to get them to where they are today. Joining us today from Port Washington, New York, we have Dave Kerpen from Florence Health. Dave, welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Obviously, more successes than failures. So tell us a little bit about Florence Health and what you guys do.
Sure. So Florence Health is the newest company that I'm associated with. They recruited me to be their new executive chairman of the board this year. And it's a healthcare media company that focuses exclusively on nurses. So we have a daily newsletter and a software product, a community-based product for RNs, NPs, and PAs, registered nurses, nurse practitioners, and physician's assistants for those of you that aren't in the industry. And it's it's a deep dive into a profession that's often ignored. Lots and lots of money, advertising dollars flow from pharmaceutical companies and medical device companies to doctors, but not so much money flows to nurses. When in reality, a lot of people don't know this, but NPs and PAs are writing over 30% of all prescriptions now. So I saw a really big opportunity to leverage the delta between the amount of money that goes towards doctors versus nurses and the fact that it's NPs and PAs and RNs that are making a lot of really, really key healthcare decisions.
So the funding and the monetization is behind the influencing the opportunity for advertisers to get in front of the decision makers, which are nurses and RNs and whatnot. So what is the biggest challenge that you faced you've launched many companies, but what is, if you look at the last company you did prior to this, the biggest challenge you had in getting it off the ground?
Well, I think 0 to 1 is always the hard thing, right? Finding product market fit and finding getting that market validation is important no matter what type of company someone's building. And you don't do it unless you try. And like you mentioned, I've tried a lot. I've started probably 10 companies at this point, and 3 or 4 of them were huge failures. But fortunately, the rest have been successful. We sold our first. We sold a social media company last year, my wife and I, that we started called Likeable. And we've been very fortunate to have some great successes along the way. But yeah, that 0 to 1, that initial market validation and making sure that our ideas actually have a market, that it's going to work. That's the biggest challenge I think always.
So with the younger generation coming up, what is something that you learned through your failures that you would turn into a piece of advice to the younger generation?
Yeah, well, let me share 2 things. First is certainly hire slow, fire fast is probably the most important business lesson I've learned over the years. Sticking to media, because I know we have a lot of marketing execs watching this and advertising execs. It's really, really important to be nimble and to be flexible and able to change with the changing times. The rate of acceleration today is much greater than ever before. In other words, not only do things change, but things change faster than ever before. So if you're in any business, but certainly in the media and marketing businesses, you have to roll with the punches. You have to be nimble. You have to be flexible. Look no further than social media and the massive growth of TikTok, right? If we think about it, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, Facebook came out of nowhere to dominate the space. It took a few years for that to happen. TikTok's done it in like half the time, or maybe even less. So really thinking through how you can build a really nimble organization and change with the changing world and the changing landscape of media and marketing.
So what's your goal with this next venture? Is it a build it, get in, get out? How do you decide and when do you decide?
Well, with Florence and frankly with all of the companies that I start, the goal is never to exit per se. The goal is always to build something meaningful that provides a lot of value. And right now we're just getting started with Florence. The market of nurses, RNs, NPs, and PAs is enormous, and there's just so much potential. So we're just really excited to build this thing. And, eventually will we have an exit to a larger healthcare company or a larger media company? maybe an IPO, who knows? But right now we're heads down building this thing.
And how important do you feel that Florence will be to the recruitment industry down the road?
Well, it's really important. I mean, we're facing massive shortages across basically every area of healthcare, but most especially in nursing, massive shortages and recruitment challenges. And we are excited about what we can do as we continue to build this growing, engaged community of frontline healthcare professionals.
So if you could finish the sentence for me, knowing that you're going to move faster than TikTok. In 2 years, Florence Health will blank.
In 2 years, Florence Health will be the leading community for frontline healthcare professionals in the world.
Well, Dave, I appreciate you joining us on the program. Congratulations on all your successes, and we appreciate you being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
To find out more about Florence Health and all the amazing things that they could do for the nursing community, visit us at dailyadbrief.com. We'll see you next time on Marketing for Your Future.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.